Good evening. My name is Ashley Flores, and I am one of this evening's honored graduates. High school graduation is an important milestone, and it is the desire of Amarillo ISD for our graduation ceremony to be a positive and memorable experience for graduates and their families. With this in mind, we ask that you do not use artificial noisemakers, and please avoid prolonged cheers and whistles for your graduates. Graduates have worked hard for this day, and every family would like to hear their graduate's honors name called. Thank you for helping make this a very special day for the 2021 graduating class of Tascosa High School. La graduación de la escuela secundaria es un acontecimiento importante y por eso Distrito Escolar de Independiente de Amarillo desea que la ceremonia de graduación sea una experiencia positiva y memorable para los graduantes y sus familias. Por tanto, les pedimos que no usen ningún generador artificial de ruido y que eviten aclamaciones y silbidos prolongados. Los estudiantes han trabajado duro para llegar a este día y cada familia le gustaría escuchar el nombre de su estudiante. Gracias por ayudarnos a hacer hoy un día muy especial para la clase de graduación del 2021 de Tascosa High School. Gracias.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the commencement exercise for the class of 2021. I'm John Smith, principal of Tascosa High School. Our senior class has worked hard to prepare for a ceremony that properly celebrates this momentous occasion. Your support of their efforts will be appreciated. Please remain seated for the processional. At this time, will you please rise for the presentation of the colors by Tascosa's very own Naval Junior ROTC, and please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance You may be seated. Good evening, and again, welcome to the commencement exercise for the class of 2021. On behalf of the senior class and all of Tascosa High School, I thank you for your attendance here tonight. We also express to you our sincere appreciation for your support of these men and women over the last 13 years. Your efforts will be rewarded today. At this time, I am pleased to present our platform guests and seniors who will be participating in the program this evening. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Platform guests will stand and remain standing until all have been introduced. Ms. Riley Moore, Senior Gift Committee Co-Chairperson. Ms. Elvia Melliger Ortiz, Senior Gift Committee Co-Chairperson. Ms. Farah Shakur, Senior Class President. Mr. Alonzo Everhart, Member, Amarillo ISD Board of School Trustees. Mr. David Nance, President, School Board of Trustees. Mr. Doug Loomis, Superintendent of Schools, Amarillo Independent School District. Mr. Dole Corder, Member, Board of School Trustees. Ms. Kayla Mendez, Member, Board of School Trustees. Ms. Ashley Jerus, Valedictorian. Miss Maddie Myring, salutatorian, and Mr. Rowan Holder, third-ranking senior. I would also like to recognize the members of the graduation committee who worked hard to make this occasion a success. Please stand and remain standing until all members have been recognized. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Mrs. Brandy Ray, Associate Principal, Chairman. Mr. Todd Moore, Senior Assistant Principal. Mr. Tyler Pamplin, Teacher and Student Council Sponsor. Miss Elisa Anderson, Teacher and Senior Class Sponsor. Miss Jennifer Hill, Teacher and Senior Gift Chairperson. Counseling staff, Miss Emily Cook, Mrs. Allison Farrow, Mrs. Christine Price, Mr. Darren Roberts, Mrs. Crystal Troster, College and Career Center, Nydia Sotelo, Vicki Sharp. Administrative staff, Mrs. Tanya Puroff, Mrs. Haley Villarreal, Mr. Jared White. And I would also like to recognize the remaining members of the great Tascosa High School faculty and staff. Please stand at this time for all to be recognized. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Farah Shakur, Senior President of the Senior Class, to welcome you to this commencement exercise.
Students, faculty, alumni, and family, good evening. Thank you for joining us to celebrate the graduating class of 2021. My name is Farah Shakur, and I'm honored to be speaking on behalf of the class of 2021 as the senior class president. Truth be told, this speech was quite possibly the hardest thing I've ever had to write in all my 4 years of being a student at Tascosa High School. In the midst of a global pandemic that flipped our world inside out and halted every operation, I was desperately clawing for a silver lining for this graduation speech. For months on end, I searched for something to write this graduation speech about and failed countless times when my speech inevitably led back to the obvious, COVID-19. As the school year concluded, many of us didn't get to experience that renowned sense of accomplishment that we normally get after experiencing or completing our senior year. COVID-19 robbed our senior year. Technology dominated our classrooms. Face masks became uniformal, and our collective fear of failure became our single driving force for motivation. Small things we took for granted, like pep rallies, homecoming parades, and even school dances and packed football stadiums, made all the difference in aiding our completion of senior year, and we didn't get to have all that. We couldn't help but feel cheated out of what was said to be the best and the last year of high school. I believe I speak for almost every adult and student here when I say that it felt like every single day since March 13th of 2020 was a mental challenge, whether you went to school, went to work, or just simply stayed home. But standing here today, I realize how bittersweet of a chapter it was. Our year was everything but ordinary, yet we still managed to graduate successfully, and I believe that's a crowning achievement in and of itself. This year, every single student sitting here in front of me got the choice to not do anything at all. Given our circumstances, wallowing in anger and self-pity could have easily been accepted as endgame. Giving up felt like the easiest thing in the world, and failure seemed to be lurking, waiting for us at every corner. But today, this very moment proves that we didn't stop for anything, and nothing stopped for us. You know, people sit down and tell you cliche things like, high school will flash before your eyes, it'll be over before you know it, and you don't really acknowledge that. You disregard it every chance you get, because in that moment, high school is forever, and high school is timeless. You speed through high school downing coffee and Red Bull, trying to stay awake in class, and it doesn't hit you until you're on stage delivering a speech that you wrote the night before. A farewell speech meant to bring your senior year to a standstill. Now, it would be a rather bold statement of me to say that I know every single student sitting here in front of me today. I look out into this crowd and see faces of students that I've known my whole life, students that I've seen maybe once or twice, and students I don't recognize at all. Maybe I pass you every day in the halls and we don't speak, or maybe I had you in freshman biology, or maybe we went to middle school together and we never really got past that point. Regardless, I don't know you the same way your teachers do. I don't know you the same way your parents do, and I don't know you the same way your best friends do. But I do know one thing. If we can survive senior year in a global pandemic where we were restricted by our own health and bodily autonomy, we can survive anything. Every student here is capable of surviving anything. Tascosa High School is all we've ever known these 4 years. This town has seen our highs and lows. It's seen our 3 a.m. meltdowns and our biggest breakthroughs. And as some of us venture out of Amarillo, and some of us stay right where we are, I say with the utmost confidence that the class of 2021 will put a whole new meaning to the famous quote, "A smooth sea never made a skilled sailor." No matter the mascot we rep in the upcoming years, we will forever be rebels at heart. And now more than ever, we'll mean it when we say, Tascosa High School, we love you. Thank you so much. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Mr. Rowan Holder will bring best wishes to the graduates.
I would like to start out by thanking the teachers, friends, and family who have helped and inspired me over the past 4 years. I would not be standing on this stage without your unending support and love of knowledge. Congratulations, class of 2021. You have survived one of the strangest school years ever. Looking back, it's hard to say what the most difficult challenge was. Maybe learning the entirely new online system that is Canvas. Maybe experiencing the separation and isolation that masks can create. Whatever the case, I'm proud of all of you. If this year has shown me anything, it is that the class of 2021 is an incredibly resilient group of young people. You have persevered through a pandemic which brought us farther apart than we ever thought we would have to be. But now we're gathered here today to celebrate the end of an incredible 4-year chapter of our lives. And I think the best is yet to come. I hope the next chapter of your lives hold exceptional accomplishments, far greater than anything you could have dreamed of achieving in high school. And I know this is possible for every single one of you, because the class of 2021 is an extremely hardworking group of people. Whether it be in athletics, academics, or the arts, we've strived to achieve greatness in the areas that interest us. When we competed, we showed that Tascosa is an exemplary school. And when we created, we expressed ourselves in ways that transcend words. Whatever you choose to do with the next chapter of your life, I hope it is a story worth reading. I hope the story you make and the legacy you create is one you're proud of, one that will inspire others to do great things. I believe each member of the class of 2021 can create an exceptional life for themselves, because the class of 2021 is a diverse group of unique people. This class contains courageous athletes, brilliant thinkers, talented artists, expressive performers, skilled musicians, and every type of person in between. This diversity culminated in a community of differing perspectives, all valuable in their own way. But even with these differences, we found common ground. We found ways to connect with each other, both inside our programs and in between, because the class of 2021 is most importantly a kind group of people, and an inclusive group of young adults that are kind simply to brighten others' days, whether it be through a joke or a congratulation. And through this kindness, high school has come to be a second home, and I hope that it has given that to the rest of you as well. As I look back on my own 4 years at Tascosa, I only wish I had more time with this resilient, hardworking, diverse, and kind group of people. It's funny, we're always told to use our time wisely, but there really isn't ever enough time to use, is there? Still, this doesn't mean we beat on boats against the current, borne back ceaselessly into the past. Rather, we should look back fondly on the good of the past and focus on the ever-brightening future ahead of us. A whole world of wonder and adventure is out there, and we have some exploring to do. So congratulations, class of 2021. I wish you all the best in the coming years of your life. Thank you.
Miss Maddie Myring will deliver the salutatory address.
Etymology is the study of the history of words. It is the act of breaking down a word to its most primary elements. The birth and the life of a word are studied to identify how it has evolved from its origins. To identify the origins of a word, however, is not an easy task. Many words find their meanings cast over a kaleidoscope of languages, varying in dialect and pronunciation, spelling and writing. This precarious study is only further challenged by the fact that generation by generation, languages rise and fall, giving way to a continuously changing sequence of words. When I first read about etymology and the search for a word's origins, I realized the task of an etymologist may not be so different from the task we, as students, have faced the past 4 years. This task does not refer to academics. It's not the task of passing that one calculus test you've already failed 4 times, or passing the English quiz over the book you were supposed to read but didn't. This task does not refer to athletics either. It's not that championship title or big win. Neither is it fine arts or acceptance to a certain college. No, the task we have been faced with the past 4 years is much different. Just as an etymologist searches for the origins of words, we have sought after the origins of our identities. We have encountered times of success and times of failure over the past 4 years. Times when we have hurdled over the hardships of life with ease, and times when these hardships have stood in our paths like a brick wall. Maybe we experienced triumph in our pursuits, but maybe we also struggled to feel adequate, accepted, loved. Nonetheless, we have asked countless times, what will define me? These times of success and failure have characterized the pursuit of this identity. And just as the meaning of words have evolved throughout humanity, so too will our identities evolve. They will change as we go out into the world, coming into contact with new places, beliefs, ideas, values, morals. The evolution of one's identity is a fact of human history. Like words, however, in the midst of a future we have all learned is dynamic and uncertain, our origins do not change. We remain rooted in an identity so deep, not even our circumstances can change it. So, class of 2021, I ask you to take a moment and reflect on your identity. C.S. Lewis once wrote, "Day by day, nothing changes, but when you look back, everything is different." I want you to think about how you've grown through the journey of finding your origins. What fork in the road changed this journey, and how did the journey change you? As we reflect, let us not forget the others that have helped us through the past 4 years, the teachers and staff that have helped us through difficult subjects and confusing concepts, those who have stayed late or come early, taking time out of their day to ensure our success, the coaches who have shared in the joys and the defeats, celebrated with us but provided a comforting hand when necessary, the parents that have raised us, who have poured their time into our lives and loved us ceaselessly. For your devotion, care, and love, parents, we are all thankful. And lastly, to the class of 2021, I thank you. Thank you for the amazing friendships you have allowed me to have and the countless memories I will forever cherish. As I end today, I would like to say, regardless of where your roots lie, regardless of your past or your future, regardless of your identity, you are valuable. The beauty of etymology is this: Despite the countless words that compose human language, each has a meaning and each is different. When I look among you, I see a sea of words, all with unique definitions that serve a unique purpose. Thank you and congrats.
Now, Miss Ashley Jerus will give the valedictory address.
Hello, family, friends, faculty, and fellow graduates. Thank you so much for being here today. It's such an honor to stand before you all to recognize the many accomplishments of our class. It has truly been a beautiful and crazy ride. Before I begin, I want to thank everyone who has played a major role in shaping who we are today and who we are becoming. I know it means so much to me and to all the graduates to have you here to celebrate this huge milestone. First off, a big thank you to all the faculty and staff, including the principals, counselors, and loving teachers who have walked alongside us through our educations. Thank you for inspiring us, disciplining us, loving us, and most importantly, believing in us throughout our educations. Because of you all, many of us students have found our voice in this world and the passion that will take us to our next adventure in life. I also want to sincerely thank the lunch ladies, cooks, custodians, policemen, and all other staff that have helped make Tascosa a remarkable place. I will forever remember Mr. Patrick Harris, who came to all the volleyball, football, and basketball games to support and cheer us on. Your immense joy and happiness impacted so many lives, including mine, and I know you will continue to impact the later generations. Next, I want to thank all the family members, siblings, parents, and friends who have supported us through every mountain and valley. It is because of your infinite love, grace, and guidance that we can be before you today. I know the journey was long and sometimes rough, but I hope that by seeing us here now, you'll remember the journey as imperfectly beautiful. Thank you for giving us a place to belong and grow into the people we were always meant to be. Last but certainly not least, I want to thank you graduates for being here with me today. 2021 was not the easiest year for many of us. We walked along a path of utter darkness and confusion, knowing only to expect the unexpected. However, although our path was treacherous and difficult at times, I am convinced that it was worth every breath and every second. While the road that led us here may have not been what we were wanting, it is not the road that we travel on that makes our lives beautiful, but rather the ability to find our footing on rocky grounds. Amidst the darkness, we were able to find light in each other and light in ourselves. And that is what led us to this very moment. Today marks the end of one path and the beginning of another. In this crossroads, I've been thinking a lot about who I am as an individual and what my purpose in life is. Bigger than that, I know everyone at one point in their life has questioned what the purpose of life is at all. Simply put, why are we here? Although there are many answers to this question, and most will be much better than mine, I've come to a conclusion that I thought I'd share with you today. I believe that maybe life was designed to answer that very question. On this road, we confront many paths and decisions, each taking us to new adventures and tribulations. Though we don't always make the right choice, through each step, we slowly discover the person we were always meant to be. Maybe at the end of our lives, we realize that our greatest purpose was to live and to live abundantly. I believe our stories begin long before we were born, and that they will end long after we die. You see, our impact on this world transcends generations, and though our names and actions will one day be forgotten, a part of us still continues on in the echoes of another's life. No matter who you are, no matter if you feel invisible or alone, your life has left a fingerprint on history. Although we cannot see or maybe understand how our stories have unfolded before our lives, or how they will continue on afterwards, It is the middle of the story that truly matters, for that's the part where we're living. Bob Goff, one of my favorite authors, once stated, "We are all rough drafts of the people we are becoming." We've all made mistakes in our journey in life. We've all gone astray and followed a darker path. We've all forgotten who we are. But the beauty of this story is that our failures do not define us. They are not something we should be ashamed of, but something we should look back on in humility and truth. Our failures are a part of this beautiful, messy, and crazy journey we call life. It is a part of us, and instead of being ashamed, it is time to thank our failures and flaws for showing us how to grow and for showing us how to love. You see, in failure, we can understand the immense need for grace. In failure, we can empathize with those who are struggling or need help. From my failures, I've learned that I'm not perfect, and I never will be. Though this is a year of success and achievements, I didn't want to forget our failures as well, for they have helped us to get to this place and to this exact moment as much as our successes did. I decided that today I'm going to start celebrating my failures because they've helped me grow into the person I am today. These failures do not have to be roadblocks in our journey, but bends that help us see new corners and angles to life. I know that many failures lay ahead of me, and I hope that some successes do as well. But I hope that when I step off this stage, I can begin a new chapter of my life, one filled with hope for a perfectly imperfect future and wisdom from the many mistakes of my past. Class of 2021, don't forget where you came from and the ones who love you. But remember that the most beautiful part of your journey lies ahead. Today, when you step out of this stadium, I pray that you dream big dreams for your life, ones that you haven't let yourself think about until this moment. I hope you step into this crazy world unafraid of the unpredictability and failures that you may face, but ready to see that beyond them lies new beginnings. My last thank you is to you, class of 2021. Thank you for impacting me in ways you could never imagine. And thank you for making the past 4 years a wild but sweet adventure. Here's to you and your new beginnings. I hope the next chapter of your story is one for the ages. Congrats, class of 2021. Thank you.
Ms. Riley Moore and Ms. Elvia Ortiz will now present the senior gift.
Fellow students, friends, family, and faculty, Elvia and I are honored to present the 2021 Senior Class Gift. We have been very fortunate to grow as students and individuals over the past 4 years at Tascosa. And we would like to show our appreciation by giving a gift, and we hope that will benefit the faculty and the students of Tascosa.
As co-chairs of the gift committee, we would like to give the school an update of the grounds by adding a new bench up to the front of the school. We hope that this will give students, as well as staff, a new place to learn, study, and make new friendships. Riley and I feel that this will be beneficial to Tascosa students and all staff.
On behalf of the entire committee, Elvia and I would like to recognize and appreciate the Excellence Council, AISD Maintenance, and Tascosa Administration for making this project possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Riley and Elvia. On behalf of Tascosa High School, I accept this gift with a great deal of pride and gratitude. Now sit back and enjoy as the combined choirs, bands, and orchestras of Tascosa High School under the direction of Mrs. Tiffany Russell, Tascosa Choral Director, perform the Battle Hymn of the Republic. Thank you, band, orchestra, and choir. That was very moving. What a blessing to be here tonight. At this time, I would like to recognize those students who have received special awards and scholarships. Seniors, please stand and be recognized when I call your group. Graduates wearing the bronze cord, please stand. The bronze cord is worn by students who have earned the high distinction of being superintendent scholars for all 8 of their high school semesters. Please be seated. You guys stay standing until I'm done reading this stuff. And come on, crowd, let's get loud out here tonight. Woo! Come on. If you are wearing the white stole, please stand. The stole indicates membership in the National Honor Society. Congratulations. You may be seated. We're getting a little bit better, crowd. Here we go. If you're wearing a red honor cord, please stand. These students have achieved a 90 or higher cumulative average for 4 years of high school. Woo! Please be seated. If you're wearing a purple and white cord, please stand. These students have earned at least 12 hours of college credit and or industry certifications during their high school years. Please be seated. If you're wearing the orange and gray cord, please stand. These students have completed a new course that we've added at Tascosa High School, the AP Capstone Diploma. Students who earn scores of 3 or higher in AP Seminar and AP Research and on 4 additional AP exams of their choosing receive the AP Capstone Diploma. Congratulations. You may be seated. If you are enlisting in the armed forces, please stand. Thank you for your future service to our great country. Please be seated. If you won a UIL medal for a state competition for music, academics, and athletics in your high school career, please stand. Please be seated. If you were a recipient of any scholarship, any offer, would you please stand? This group has been awarded close to $10 million in scholarship money this year. Please be seated. And lastly, we would like to honor the top 2% of the class of 2021. These 9 students have the highest GPAs in the senior class. When you hear your name, please stand and remain standing until all are introduced, and please hold your applause until we all are introduced. Alexander Bailey, Farrah Creary, Ashley Jerus, Rowan Holder, Riker Larson, Madeline Leah, Maddie Myring, Kirkland Patterson, and Mia Witherspoon. Now let's cheer. You may be seated. I am now honored to introduce the superintendent of the Amarillo Independent School District, Mr. Doug Loomis. Mr. Loomis, I am very proud to present the 2021 Tascosa High School seniors who have completed all requirements set forth by the state law and the Board of School Trustees of the Amarillo Independent School District. They have worked hard to obtain their diplomas and are anxious to receive them.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I don't know about you, audience, but I just stand in awe tonight. And so whether you're a mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, friend, just a community member here tonight, I think we ought to give this group one more rounding applause. But before we do that, hey, I just want you to know, this side, west side, you've got more people, but the east side, they've been making some ruckus tonight. So let's prove to them we can really make some ruckus. Let's go. Give them a round of applause. Yeah. Hey, much better. Yeah. What a unique year this has been. You have no idea how happy I am. We can all gather here tonight to celebrate you and the people who helped you get here, like your family and your teachers. I know many aspects of your senior year were dramatically different than your previous 12 years in school, but what made your last year of high school so unique is what will make it especially memorable. You'll tell stories of your own, you'll tell stories to your own kids and grandkids someday about what it was like graduating from high school during this time in our history. You may have noticed I've already used the word unique quite a few times tonight. I promised that I wouldn't use the C word tonight because I think it's become the new four-letter word. You've spent much of your senior year applying unique solutions to situations that would, in almost any other time, be just ordinary. Because of this, you're uniquely prepared to look forward to what is ahead of you and see what can be done instead of what can't be done. As we reflect on what you've accomplished so far, we look forward with unique expectations for all you will do in the future. We are all so very proud of you tonight. So without further ado, on the behalf of the recommendation of your principal, Mr. Smith, and in accordance with the laws of the state of Texas, it is my deep privilege and honor to declare you graduates of the Amarillo Independent School District. You may receive your diplomas. Come forward.
Will the ushers please come forward, and will the graduates please prepare to receive their diplomas? Mr. Ryan Lovell, speech teacher, and Mrs. Heather Sotero will call the names of each graduates. The two lines will be moving steadily. In order for each graduate's name to be heard clearly, it is extremely important that all applause be withheld until the entire ceremony is concluded. Ushers, please direct the graduates to the stage.
Elliot Abiyashi Abbey.
Isaac Robert Listenby.
Sailor Renee Abbott.
Elizabeth Ann Liston.
Rayan Ayub Abdualab.
Emily Peyton Nataya Lopez.
Hussein Abkal.
Erin Danielle Loya.
Kennedy May Adcock.
Michaela Lynn Lazoya.
David Lugo Aguayo.
Olivia Shea Lutz.
Stephanie Lee Aguirre Perez.
Angelica Pacheco Macias.
Emmanuel Albaran.
Samuel Colton McCrander.
David Eduardo Alcantara.
Acacia Cecilia Malone.
Cameron K. Alexander.
Antonio Marrero Avila.
Kiana Lashante Alexander.
Maggie Isabella Aragon.
Zachariah Wasim Alchemist.
Josue Marrero Avila.
Francisco Javier Arambula.
Sabraya Tiana Marshall.
Eric Armando Arce.
Landry Kristen Sky Martinez.
Samuel James Archer.
Raina Nicole Mason.
Sydney Lane Archer.
Natalie Matthews.
Layla Ryan Clifton Barnett.
Lita Faye McGee.
Jayla Therese Bartlett.
Chasen Time McIntosh.
Kennedy Page Barton.
Riley Renee McKinley.
Courtney Grace Beals.
Madison Nicole McManus.
Kiana Tyshell Beavers.
Bibiana Brooke Jelena McMorris.
Peyton Douglas Bell.
Javier Lupe Medina.
Marcus Philip Benefield.
Sophia Medina.
Princessa Benitez.
Elvia Elizabeth Melgar Ortiz.
Aubrey Joan Burnson.
Amanda Mariah Mendez.
Jaquaden Byerman.
Jessica Gianna Mendiola.
Sienna Blair Blackburn.
Avon Daniel Mendoza.
Jeremy Keith Boggs.
Maciel Mendoza Jr.
Samuel Carson Brasher.
Matthew Joel Mendoza.
TJ Michael Bridges.
Tomas Francisco Meraz.
Noah Lee Brigman.
Maddie Ruth Mayring.
Jermaine Isabella Visitacion Brillantes.
Kyler Chase McGaw.
Liberty Ray Brim.
Brock Evan Milburn.
Rebecca Jane Pertain.
Haley Michelle Miller.
Gary LaWayne Brown III.
Ariana Marie Mincy.
Alyssa Mercedes Bustos.
Pedro Garcia Monreal.
Jeremiah Isaiah Bustos.
Nicholas Nathaniel Monroe.
Owen Lynn Bybee.
Lainey Kate Montgomery.
Mikkel Marie Byler.
Emerenciana Geneva Montoya.
Seda Yvette Caballero.
Pa Lei Mu.
Jasmine Lisbeth Caldera.
Desmond Terrell Moore.
Juan Antonio Caldera II.
Riley Mae Moore.
Alexis Camille Campbell.
Gabriela Monreal Morales.
Dania Simone Jasmine Faith Campbell.
Sydney Jane Morris.
Velia Christine Carlos.
Lainey Main Mulkey.
Ivan Xavier Carreles.
Amory Leah Munn.
Joseph Bryce Carrillo.
Donovan Donnell Munn.
Xavier Isaiah Carrillo.
Annette Gloria Munoz.
Spencer Jameson Curlock.
Yvette Helen Munoz.
Shannon Kaylee Chadwick.
Joseph Anthony Murphy.
Caleb Brian Chambly.
Shui San Mint.
Sierra Nicole Chapa.
Logan Reed Nance.
Alex Lee Chavez.
Caden Don Navarrete.
Mia Cecily Chavez.
Linda Flor Navarrete.
Jackson Wyatt Chick.
Ashlyn Cheyenne Nelson.
Jade Madeline Childress.
Jacob Todd Newell.
Dot Lon C.
Jordan Lee Wynn.
Lauren Taylor Clark.
Troy Gabriel Walker Norman.
James Henry Clark.
Ashton Knight Northcott.
Jariah Danielle Clemens.
Kieran Teal O'Brien.
Derek Anthony Coelho.
Autumn Lynn Oakes.
Tony Tavante Collins Jr.
Corbin Kane Oakes.
Draven Alexander Connell.
Isaac Obondo.
Riley Jean Conway.
Jada Faith Ochoa.
Andrew K. Cook.
Eric Uriel Ojeda.
Kiara Danelle Cook.
Natalie Olivares.
William Tucker Cook.
Lauren Grace Olivares.
Parker Cole Cooper.
Morgan Marie Orozco.
Alicia Marie Cote.
Rosemary Orozco.
Jordan Nathaniel Craddock.
Carson Everett Osborne.
Farah Sky Creary.
Jeremiah Edward Pacta.
Elsiah Ray Cruz.
Miriam Rianne Padgett.
Victor Kai Cruz.
Valerie Alexis Padilla.
Aiden Gage Cunningham.
Josiah Adrian Palomine.
Rinzen Mays Cunningham.
Reina Rimal Patel.
Adriel Isai Cordiel.
Kirkland Ray Patterson.
Brianna Lachey Darns.
Maya Lachelle Patterson.
Takaya Janae Davis.
Gavin Allo Payne.
Tamira Alexia Davis.
Xavier Ray Perez.
Sarayan Ari Dawn.
Javante Edward Perry Gilbreth.
Juliana Miley DeForest.
Ty Christian Palanci.
Araya Hope Dieterman.
Gloriana Piedra.
Abigail Piper DeVries.
Joseph Benjamin Pierce.
Julena Karina Diaz.
Robert William Pierce.
Nathan Gabriel Diaz.
Anne-Marie Badillo Pineda.
Cheyenne Jade Dixon.
Raul Eduardo Blanco.
Carlos A. Donato.
Kiaje Zabri Pinkard.
Emery Monet Donaldson.
Kaya Vinay Polite.
Daniel Jabarian Duraji.
Sailor Austin Radney.
Tatum Ruth Dorman.
Ajaria Ajanique Randall.
Isabella Janelle Dryden.
Ruth Rangel.
Hot Da.
Aus Rashid.
Amy Marie Eastland.
Alicia Nakea Ray.
Ashley Lynn Edwards.
McKenna K. Reed.
Patrick Lee Edwards Jr.
Karen Elizabeth Reinbold.
Tajay Daquan Eggleston.
Carlos Enrique Renchanira.
Braden Mitchell Ellertson.
Jocelyn Reyna.
Rainer Elaine Ellington.
Michaela Janine Reyna.
Noah Gaines Ellis.
Destiny Nicole Rhodes.
Matthew Kelton Ellis.
Lane Staley Ryerson.
Cortland Addie Erb.
Martin Lazaro Rincon.
Alyssa Renee Erickson.
Julian Reyes Rivera.
Andrew James Esparza.
Keelan Gabriel Roberts.
Jocelyn Eve Espinoza.
Eleanor Renee Robinson.
Dayton Cruz Estrada.
Fritha Montserrat Rodriguez.
Cragen Allen Ledford Evans.
Kaylin Ray Rodriguez.
Ryan Charles Evans.
Savannah Elizabeth Rodriguez.
Nalia Donnell Fields.
Seth Hunter Rodriguez.
Rayonte Deshawn Fields.
Adrian David Rodriguez Gutierrez.
Aaron Dylan Fierro.
Abigail Elizabeth Rogers.
Jasmine Mariah Flacco.
Diedrich J. Romero.
Ashley Flores.
James Trace Rowley.
Haley Diane Fortier.
Sergio Rueda.
Jose Antonio Foster.
Paul Robert Reese.
Kaven Ashley Fraser.
Samara Crystal Deborah Reese.
Clayton Michael Freemel.
Tyne Elizabeth Rupe.
Brandon James Gallegos.
Maxwell Incrasu Sagu.
Savannah Lee Gallegos.
James Darian Saldivar.
Kenneth Micah Galvin.
Ethania Dorian Salcido.
Mia Elizabeth Garbalena.
Darius J. Ron Sanders.
Elisa Beatrice Garcia.
Michaela Ray Sandoval.
Jason Wilver Garcia.
Avery Hope Santiago.
Giovanni Emmanuel Isaiah Garland.
E. Sar.
Jada Rain Gibson.
Autumn Lee Schiller.
Josen Gwynn Gilbert Jr.
Briley Grace Scott.
Markeisha Denise Gilbreth.
Tressa Rose Seals.
Lindsay Catherine Gimple.
Bethany Eileen Schaefer.
Bryson Trey Gleaves.
Emerson Grace Sherwood.
Celestina Lizette Gomez.
Riley Willard Paul Shriver.
Andrew Nathaniel Gonzalez.
Farah Shakur.
Jada Jesselyn Marie Gonzalez.
Ella Jane Shoemaker.
Arena Ann Gonzalez.
Riley Siegel.
Giovanna Aurora Gonzalez.
Lindy Nicole Silvertooth.
Shaylin McKay Grant.
Dawson Gage Smith.
Dion Lamar Green Gaines.
Grace Karen Smith.
Jakira Janae Griffin.
Jasmine Elaine Solis.
Nakaya Denise Griffin.
Cheyenne Alana Somkong Meni.
Ethan Ray Guerra.
Patrick Brian Spengler.
Michaela Jade Guerra.
Mason Miles Stafford.
Demetrius James Guerrero.
Jenna Brooks Stavenhagen.
Isaac Xavier Haig.
Maxwell Silas Stedman.
Thomas Jeanan Hames.
Eva Marie Stewart.
McKenna Cherie Hall.
Thomas Lee Stidham.
Olivia Tayana Hamilton.
Logan Matthew Stinnett.
Riley Ann Harbor.
German Swaste Mendoza.
Karina Lee Harvey.
Sui Han Song.
Alexis Ann Harmon.
Aja Deshay Sutton.
Talia LaShawn Harris.
Amaya Brene Sutton.
Eric McCaden Helfenbein.
Ollie John Arthur Swope.
Stephen Moore Helms.
Derek Lamont Tatum Jr.
Shakiri Keon Hendricks.
Tyree Wallace Charles Tatum.
Dolores Elena Heredia.
Chio Ling Thong.
Adrian Paul Hernandez.
Slade Scott Thompson.
Ezekiel Noah Herrera.
Sonny Vaughn Thompson.
Dimitri Isaiah Herrero.
Caden Gage Thurman.
Haley Sierra High.
Jaden Pierce Tonioli.
Jaden Cole Hill.
Jeffrey Evan Tosh.
Rowan Wittenberg Holder.
Andrew Trejo Mayorga.
Carson Butler Howell.
Ariana Trevino.
Garrison Randall Howell.
Bailey Page Troublefield.
Joshua Dean Howell.
Cade Ethan Turner.
Ronnie J. Howell.
Anthony Michael Tuttle.
Elijah David Thomas.
Gavin Porter Underwood.
Georgette Afia Ingabire.
Cassandra Urena.
Catherine Whitley Irwin.
Clover Renee C. Valdez.
Malika Jabarian Doraji.
Isaiah Alexander Valerio.
Ashley Ariane Jerus.
Zeptha Von Dot Boy.
Aiden Tyler Jellison.
Dominic Angel Vargas.
Logan Andrew Jenkins.
Krista Lee Varner.
Aiden Reed Jika.
Isabella Marie Vasquez.
Avra Gabrielle Johnson.
Damina Safrin Vidal.
Kennedy McKay Johnson.
Champagne Marie Villarreal.
Riley Denise Johnson.
Joandra Jalen Viviero.
Ray Anthony Johnson Garcia.
Anna Lee Lois Walker.
Serenity Jade Johnston.
Brecken Lee Waller.
Danielle Nicole Jones.
Brendan Thomas Weber.
Matthew Gabriel Jones.
Shaylee Ann Weatherly.
Kasia Shania Michaela Jones Watson.
Cayman LaJaden Wesson.
Hannah Michelle Kelly.
Xavion Denise Westmoreland.
Lena Nicole Kennedy.
Preston Scott Wheeler.
Nagin Kamisi.
Elizabeth Grace Wetzel.
Bawi Tum Kun.
Greg Marshall White Jr.
Benjamin Scott Kincaid.
Caleb Parker Will.
Matthew Ichiro Klein.
Kalia Sanaya Willis.
Mei Thu Ko.
Alexis Lynn Wilson.
Madeline Avery Cohen.
Jalea Laree Wilson.
Colby Nicholas Ketting.
Lei Wynn.
Cody Allen Land.
Bragan Marissa Winchester.
William Riker Larson.
Bailey Nicole Weingart.
Natalie Ann Laughlin.
Mia Rana Witherspoon.
Drake Allen Lawson.
Aisha Wright Sar.
Caitlin Brianne Ledger.
Jolie Sue Wyatt.
Christian Slade Lee.
Coben James Yarbrough.
Madeline June Leah.
Seth Caleb Young.
Berlin Ray Linen.
Luis Angel Zarate Jr.
We hit that perfect on both sides, just like this class. Great job. My favorite time of the day. Graduates, please stand. You have accomplished much. You deserve to be proud, and I have been honored to be your principal. Please don't stop here. Please move forward. Strive for excellence in all that you do. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You're very deserving. Would our senior cheerleaders now come forward? Woo! Let's go. Up here. Don't stand back here. Get up here. As the 63rd graduating class of Tascosa High School, you may now move your tassel to signify that you are graduating. Following the singing of the alma mater, I would invite the audience to be seated for the recessional. And after the recessional, students will be out in the north lot. Great job. Congratulations. Let's be Tascosa proud singing our song right now.